Hi, welcome to the Jaffa programming tutorial. What we're looking at is input and output in Jaffa. We've been looking at streams, writing to files, reading files, reading character strings and bytes, and then using a data stream to send like data types and then to read the data types from the file. Now what we're going to look at is like the file class in Java is part of the IO package, and we're going to put this here. First I'm going to go to second, I'm going to delete all these here, because we're not going to use them. We may use them, we can type it all again, right? And so, right, back to where we were. What we're going to do is the file, so we'll be able to access the directory, so we'll be able to see what directory the file's on. We'll be able to change the name of the file, we'll be able to, like copy the file, be able to do all sorts of things that you normally do in the DOS command or with the mouse in Windows. So it's not just Windows, remember, it's Unix and not Mac and all the rest of it. So, but I'm using Windows. So, right. So what it is, it's a file class. And so, if I do this, just to show you, if I do java.io dot, it should give me a whole list. It should give me a whole list of all the. Right, so what you've got, we've done, if we look down here, we've done file reader, we've done buffered input stream, we've done buffered output stream, we've done buffered reader, we've done buffered writer, we've not done the array input stream, we've not done this, we've not done that, we've not done the console, we've done the data input stream, the data output stream. I don't think we've done the data input, data output. It's similar, we can't cover everything. We've not done if it's descriptor, file input stream, we've done that, file, I think we've done that. Yeah, and this is an exception, you get exceptions as well. File writer, we've done file writer, we've done, we've never done file permissions, we can do all these. Filter, we've not done fill, we've not done flush. We did use flush, so I have to flush when when we were using print writer, we had to flush it to print it to screen, and so we did use it, but we never pointed it out or anything like that. Input stream reader, we've done that. So you can see there's quite a lot inside this package. And out, what we're looking for is file. This is what we're going to be using. So this here, but because we've got the asterisk there, we're accessing everything. Everything in this. I'm not too sure if it's a package, but everything in the I/O. I don't want to give you false terminology. You know that computer programming and computers are full of terminology, and it's a pain in the neck, because sometimes you just want to describe it how you see it, and having to use all these words is quite difficult, because sometimes they do make sense, but sometimes they don't flow the way normal words would. So what we do is, this is a class, so we're going to make an object of this class as normal. Just going to call it f, we can call it what we want, equals new. And you know the next part is a constructor of this class, and so file, the constructor, semicolon, and this constructor takes the argument of the file. And so if we want to do this file here, that will be test file.txt, and let me think. So instead of doing the whole path, what we can do, I'll show you. It's better to show you. I'll go to source, it's in here. So what we could do is test file, we could do this if I I right click it, and if it hurries up because it's wasting. Properties. Now I've got the whole path and the file. I just need to cut and paste. Control C and put that in there, and that's us access this file from the C directory. And there's something wrong with it, I'm not too sure. Yeah, what it is yeah, you have to, that's a character for the backspace character. I'm not too, see the terminology, I'm getting mixed up with terminology, I don't want to put me off. So normally you'd put a like a tab, a new line, etc. here, and that's what this would be saying, that this is not a character to print out to screen, this is going to do something. And so you have to put two of them instead of one in Windows, and so it's accepted that that's a path. So but what you can do is you can put the forward slash like Unix, and it accepts that even though it's Windows, because Java is like was Sun, and so that was like Unix, and so it accepts that perfectly well. So I've just changed it. I hope that's not confused anyone. And so once the path's in, you can go f dot access all the different methods. This one can execute, will tell you if this program can execute, should return true. And what we would have to do is system.out, and I think I'm wasting too much time, so I don't want to do that. And so if I run it, it should say true. It's taking its time again. Yeah, it's taking its time. So you can see it's printed true after a long period of time. I had to pause it, and so that's what I don't want, because time is precious, not for me but for anyone who's listening to this. You just want information, you want to know how to do something, and or to see a way of doing something. You don't want someone wasting your time, and so I do apologise for that. And so what I've done the whole path there. What we can just do is just do source test file, because it's with all the files here that you see here are within source folder. So if and this is called the tutorial package, and that's the source code for it. And so if I do that, the Eclipse will understand what this is. But it's probably better to do the whole path if you're going to be compiling it and things like that. You can see it still worked. So let's see what is inside this package. Right, so what we've got is create new file. So we can create a new file, and delete, we can delete a file. Exists, if we do exists, if that file exists, it will return true. Okay, and what we can do is we can do if statement, or a will be continuous loop. So if would be like a one-off, right? And so I wanted to do a will as well. Yeah, I can do a while route and stop that. This is not stick to what I should do, sorry. And so what I'm going to do is the not sign. So this is going to be true if this exists, right? But if it doesn't exist, I want to say, oh, this file does not exist. And so all we need to do is that method f dot exists, and brackets, well, braces. And what it is, what we're saying, that this will be true if it exists, but because we put the not, we've negated it. So this will be true if it's false, right? Normally this here will return true if the file exists. But because we put a not in front of it, the true is going to be turned into a false. So if that's false, it's not going to run if that file exists. But if that is false and the file does not exist, well, that not will turn this, what this method returns, into a true, which means the code in here will be executed. Now I hope I've not messed it up, we've made it too complicated. And so if I just do system dot print just type anything, and so what it's going to do, it's going to print file not there, but it's not going to do that because it does exist, true. Right, but if we change the path, we mess up the path, we put some characters in it, it's not there, no, it doesn't exist. So if I run the program, false. Right, and because this was false and we put a not in front, this became true, and this was executed in here, and it printed out file not found, so there was something wrong. So if we take all these R's away and run the program, you'll find it doesn't execute this code anymore. Well, it does because we took too many away, and no, it doesn't. True. Right, and so that's us just using the method to see if it exists, and if it doesn't exist, we print that out. And this can help you that if a file's not there and it's supposed to be there, it tells you it's not there and it moves on to another piece of code. So it can be useful that way. Maybe you can have if-else statements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one away. So we know it exists because we're just doing the code, and it's a simple little piece of code. And so we know it does exist. So if it doesn't exist, this is going to be printed out. And so what we're going to do is if dot, let's see what's in here, get name, and so then we would have to print this out as well. And that's the name of the file, testfile.txt. So that's a method for finding the name. Take this away. F dot create new file. We'll not do that now, we're going to do it, but not now. Get path, it's going to give you the path. So again, we've got to print this out. Yeah, and there's a path. It's not giving you the path. Yeah, what I've done is wrong actually. That should not be C there. That should be. I'm surprised that it didn't throw an error. Yeah, it should have thrown an error. That was C drive source, and it's not a C drive source. Right, and so if I just run the program now, you can see it's returned what I've put in here for the path. So we know where the file is, and if I properties, do the whole command, cancel, and again I feel like I'm wasting time. Right, and run it now. Something wrong with it. Yeah, the same again, I've got to change all these. Wasting time again. Run the program. So you can see the whole path has been printed to screen. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a new file. This is a very good class and object to have, and so this is like worthwhile. If you don't know this before, this is worthwhile. You can use this to access your files on computers and different things like that. And so what we're going to do, we've done this part here, and what we're going to do is create a new file. so let's call it create CF create file. Right, and we're going to take this part away here, and if CF dot text, we'll call it dot text does not exist, what we can do is f dot create new file. Doing this wrong. F dot create new file here. So if not create new if it didn't create a new file, should I do? Yeah, I'm going to do the whole path. Right, so that's us created a new path. And so if it doesn't create that file, then we're going to put something inside here, because that's to create new file, and if it's not create new file, we're going to access this, and so created. Right, so I was a wee bit confused there, because with this here, if the file was not created, if it does not need to create a file because it has been created, then it'll print out this thing here, file created. And so I was a wee bit confused. I was thinking the opposite. So I went to the directory to see if that was the case. Tutorial, and as you can see that I've created one called F1 as well. So it does work, and so what I did put in was if file exists, does not exist, print this here. And so if we run the program, file created, but it's not done this one. But if we mess up the path, and what you can see here is an error, an exception was thrown because it couldn't get it, and this should be in a try and catch, but we've not done that, and so this would have been printed. And so that's how you create a file. So we've created a file. So what next? Let's see. So we can delete a file. So yeah, first we'll rename. First we'll rename the file. And so how to do that is, again, all we need to do is access the object we created. F dot should have a rename method. Rename to, so yeah, so that's a method there. So now what we need to do is put in the destination. Rename to, well, that's not the one we're looking. Yeah, what you need to do is you need to create new two files. So you've got this file, and you want to create another one, and so you can do it here, create another file, but you can also do it in here. You can go right new file, and if we put all this inside here. And then if we do So that's inside here. So if this works, I've got an error here. Yeah, I've got to put this here. Right, so I've not done this before, so this is new, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping I've got this right. And so what we've done is we've created this file, and then we've created another file by a new file, and this method here is going to rename this file with this file here. So this file is going to become that file, and it's going to become renamed. So here's hoping. And how would I find out? I'm going to have to do this. F dot path. That's not what we're looking for. Get path. And system is taking an awful long time. So I'm going to print out the path, and that should print out systems a capital S, and that should print out the path with the name. So if I run a program, see it, so it's still the same one, so it's not locked. Let's see how we do this. Just bear with. Yes, it has worked. I've just looked at the folder where the files are stored, and it was called CF. Though it's printed CF alt here when we used this command, I said it's still there. When I go to the folder, we can see that we have CF1, which is a file we created, and we had a CF, but we don't have CF anymore because new file here has replaced it. It's been renamed new file here, so it has worked. And so what we've done is we created a file, CF, and that was created here. And then what we've done is we used the rename to, created a file within this called new file, and the name to took the original file and named it to this here. And that's what's happened. So it's renamed, and what we can do, we can see if no, we'll leave at that we don't want this tutorial to be too long. So what we're going to look at now is deleting a file. So I think to delete the file, I think we created an object, and I think we just need to f dot delete. I think that could actually do it. Let's find out. Did we come here? Yeah, you know it's not. Let's see if we go back one. So it's still here. So what are we deleting? I think we're deleting this one here. We're not deleting the new file. Okay, right. We deleted this file, but I didn't create it again. So I had to do f dot create mail, and this is what's created now. And so if I run a program, you'll find it's not come in here because the file has been created. And so now it's been created. Now we've got it back here. Now we can delete it, and all we need to do is .f delete. Sometimes we can do the most serious things and make things life difficult for ourselves. It's like these simple things. Let's see. And so now I've run a program, and what you can see is that CF has disappeared now because we've deleted it. And take the delete away, we're going to create it again. And if we go back here, you can see it's back again. So what we've done, we've renamed CF at the beginning, we've renamed it new file here. Now we created it and then we've deleted it. We've got the path for it, and so what we can do here is we can do, if it exists, it's going to print out. And let's go. I'm still here. There you go. And so we've created it. Now we're going to delete it. F. It's just as simple as going F dot delete, and now it's going to be gone. We've created it, now it's going to be gone. It's there, and it's not going to be there anymore. And we'll come here, you see it's gone. And so that's how you delete. So what we've done, we've created a file. We've created a file, we've renamed a file, we've got the path for a file, and we've deleted a file. So that's for this tutorial. We're going to continue with this. Know that you add attributes, you test to see if it's executable or not, if you have access to it, if it's writable or if it's readable. So that's for the next tutorial. So again, thank you for your time.